Let's do it, Kelly, ready?
Rolling sound.
Okay, ready? Max, watch out. Okay, ready? Hi, my name is Alexi Lubomirski, and today we're in Venice Beach in California, and today I'm going to tell you about lighting and what to use and when. Great. So a lot of people ask me to do an episode about what lighting to use and when, but I've thought about this long and hard. There's no definitive right answer for what lighting to use. So instead of teaching you about specifics and intricacies and the technicalities of lighting, I'm going to talk to you about the theory of lighting. So for me, it's less about being technically perfect with lighting and more about how to use light to tell a story. I've seen so many beautifully, perfectly lit pictures that for me have no emotion and no life to them. So when I was an assistant to Mario Testino, I never made it to first assistant. So I never really learned about the super fine technicalities of lighting. Cut. I spent my first 2 years of being a photographer just using one softbox, because that's the only thing I knew how to use. And if I was doing like an edgy editorial, I would put it super over here. If I was doing a sort of more dramatic editorial, I'd put it on top, and all the girls had to be like this so they could get some light on their face. And if I was doing a more commercial client, I'd put it right in front of the camera. And that was it. So I really learned how to use one light to make all these different emotions and to sort of create different narratives with lighting. Okay, so when it comes to deciding what light you're going to use for your shoot, if you're doing a futuristic fashion shoot, then research, I don't know, futuristic movies, or research music videos or old magazines or anything like that. Try and find a lighting you like that you think might work for the shoot. However, do not get stuck on this light. You might get there on the day and all of a sudden you find that light doesn't work for the model, or it doesn't work for the clothes. The clothes are already so out there that you need a much simpler light. Be prepared to adapt your lighting. Do not force your lighting onto a shoot just because it's what you came up with. So let it be an ingredient that helps tell your story rather than pushing everything to fit your lighting. This is me dancing. Once you get the model on set, that's a whole different story, because you might have been doing lighting tests on your assistants or on yourself and it looks great, but then a model comes on, they've got completely different shaped face. You have to make the girl look beautiful. You know, there's no point using a light if it makes the clothes look awful and the girl look awful, but you're still trying to use it because you think it's interesting. Move on, you know, adapt.
Mount is right here.
It's going to fall on my head, isn't it? Using the two different light setups at the beginning of a shoot is something I've done a lot for clients, especially with beauty clients. When you're talking about this area here that you're shooting, I'll show one lighting that's a bit more sort of poppy from the front, and I'll show another lighting that's a bit more modeled from the side. And I'll show it to the client and they'll be able to choose which direction they want. So that way you really narrow down by visually explaining to the client exactly what they want. Yay! Okay. Feel free to adapt your lighting throughout the shoot. So for example, today we were shooting in LACMA. What's the LACMA stand for? Los Angeles, what's the C? The first two shots I was using a very strong flash because I had this idea in my head that I wanted that poppy flash to give lots of energy to the shoot. And it wasn't until the third shot that I suddenly was talking to her on set. And as I was looking at her, I realized that the natural light was beautiful on her. I've got to redo those first two shots of the day. But it doesn't matter. If you have time, go back and redo the two shots. It's better to get a whole story of awesome, amazing, beautiful looking pictures where the lighting is spot on, rather than forcing a light that doesn't work just because you started off like that. So you're probably thinking that I have not told you anything about lighting helpful. The truth is that with lighting, it's something that you have to search out yourself. Research different lightings, you've got to practice, you've got to try a million different things. If you want to find out about how to use a softbox and how to do the perfect beauty lighting, there's plenty of videos on YouTube that you can go about how to do the perfect lighting for makeup, the perfect lighting for a hair story, the perfect lighting for whatever. I don't need to teach you that. There's enough videos on that on YouTube about that. What I'm trying to teach you about is all about your personal taste. That's what's going to set you apart from everybody else.
We make our own almond milk and we crack our own coconuts open.
Are the almonds organic? We're going to get healthy. So basically that's it. Don't get bogged down in too many lights. If you come on my set now, you'll probably think, what is he talking about? He's got so many lights up. But the truth is because I've spent so many years working on the emotion and getting the most out of the subject, that slowly I've been able to add more and more lights which add to those elements, rather than the lighting being the central theme of the whole shoot. So start off simple and just really play with those and play with the simple facts of lighting before you start graduating to more complex light setups. But have fun, and that's it.